Well, this is part of a application for the 2026 Spokane Fall Folk Festival, and I'm Joe McCarry, and I wanted to do set of songs by Utah Phillips, uh, who is, a substantial songwriter, but he did spend a few years of his life living in Spokane, and I think the best format for this would be really like a song circle workshop where people, not just me singing, but people would sit around in a circle and sing a song of Utah Phillips, or perhaps tell a story of a personal encounter with Utah Phillips. But anyway, this is The Telling Takes Me Home, and I think that's one of the reasons why we sing folk songs, is because it takes us to a place of home. And of course, home is probably a little different for all of us, but it's still that pull towards home. Let me sing to you all the old songs I know, of the wild and windy places, lost in timeless snow, and the wide crimson deserts where the muddy rivers flow. It seems sad, but the telling takes me home. So come along with me to some places that I've been, where the people all look back and still remember when, and the quicksilver legends like the sunlight turn and blend. It seems sad, but the telling takes me home. I could tell you all some lies that were made up just for fun, where the meanest, loudest brag could beat the fastest gun. And I'll show you nameless graves that tell the way the West was really won. It seems sad, but the telling takes me home. We'll travel down the wagon roads or along the iron rails, past the lines of rusty Cadillacs that mark the Boomtown Trail, where dreamers never win, but the doers, they never fail. It seems sad, but the telling takes me home. And I'll sing of my amigos who come from down below, and they whisper in their loving tongue the songs of Mexico, and they work their stolen Eden, lost so long ago. It seems sad, but the telling takes me home. And I'll sing about an emptiness the East has never known, where the coyotes don't pay taxes and a man can live alone, and you'd have to walk forever just to find a telephone. It seems sad, but the telling takes me home. So let me sing to you all the old songs I know, of the wild and windy places locked in timeless snow, and the wide crimson deserts where the muddy rivers flow. It seems sad, but their telling takes me home. It takes us home. So the telling takes me home. And then this is She'll Never Be Mine. It's about unrequited love. She'll never be mine. Just like almost every song that's ever been written. But in this case, when Utah Phillips was talking about his love, unrequited love, it wasn't for a person, it was for a place, the American West. My love is a river where the white waters pour. I've hunted and trapped her through the gates of the door. She sings through a curtain of the cold mountain rain, and I've dug her bright silver in a high-court lane. But she'll never be mine, she'll never be mine. Oh, I've won all her treasures, so simple and fine, but I guess she'll never be mine. My love is a cantina where I drink with my friends. I've called her Dolores and sometimes Cheyenne. My love is a headlight on the Midnight Express, and I've followed her begging all over the West. But she'll never be mine, she'll never be mine. Oh, I've won all her treasures, so simple and fine, but I guess she'll never be mine. My love is Montana in the high Douglas fir. Many long summers I've labored for her. My love is the windrows of the dry autumn corn that grow on the land where my children were born. But she'll never be mine, she'll never be mine. Oh, I've won all the treasures, so simple and fine, but I guess she'll never be mine. My love is a life that a boomer will lead. You bought her with lies, chained her with greed. My love is a dreamer, and I'll follow the dream. You call her a beggar, I say she's a queen. But she'll never be mine, she'll never be mine. Oh, I've won all her treasures, so simple and fine, but I guess she'll never be mine. So she'll never be mine. And then this is another song about love gone wrong, the Rock, Salt, and Nails, and I believe this was back in the days when people wrote letters, and Utah Phillips got a Dear John letter while he was serving in the military in Korea. On the banks of the river, where the willows hang down, where the wild birds are warble with their high moaning sounds, down in the holler where the water runs cold, it was there I first listened to the lies that you told. Now I lie on my bed and I see your sweet face, and the past I remember, time cannot erase. The letter you wrote me was written in shame, and I hope that your conscience still echoes my name. On the banks of the river, where the willows hang down, and the wild birds are warble with their high moaning song, down in the holler where the river runs cold, it was there I first listened to the rushes. I'd lie here for hours in the chilly, damp marshes. If the ladies were squaws with their high bushy tails, I'd load up my shotgun with rock salt and nails on the banks of the river where the willows hang down, where the wild birds are warble with their high moaning songs, down in the holler where the river runs cold. It was there I first listened to the lies that you told. Now the nights are so long and the sorrow runs deep, and nothing is worse than a night without sleep. I walk out alone and look up at the stars, too empty to sing, too lonesome to cry. And then this is Starlight on the Rails, and it's about a hobo riding the rails looking for work. But Starlight on the Rails sounds pretty cold, especially if it's winter, you're going through the mountains, it's dark. But when Utah Phillips would sing this, he would quote Thomas Wolfe, and I believe it's from Of Time and River. And it goes something like this. Oh, brother, wandering over the earth again? For what? For what? For what? For the emptiness, for the immense and lonely land, for the incurable loneliness. The rails run westward into the dark. My brother, have you seen Starlight on the Rails? Have you heard the thunder of the fast express? I can hear the whistle blowing, I am lonesome as can be. Outside the rain is softly falling, and tonight it's falling just for me. Looking back along the roads I've traveled, the miles can tell a million tales. Each year adds another car to my rolling freight train, and it's cold as starlight on the rails. I think about a wife and family, my home and all the things it means. The black smoke trailing out behind me is like a string of broken dreams. Looking back along the roads I've traveled, the miles can tell a million tales. Each year adds another car to my rolling freight train, but it's cold as starlight on the rails. Amen. is like a clock that can't tell time. A man who spends his life just rambling is like a song without a rhyme. Looking back along the roads I've traveled, the miles can tell a million tales. Each year adds another car to my rolling freight train, and it's cold as starlight on the rails. And then this is a song that Utah Phillips, he didn't write it. It's a International Worker of the World Wobbly song. But it was sung originally in downtown Spokane, Washington in 1908 at Riverside and Stevens. We can be pretty specific about it. The Wobblies were trying to organize people into a union, all the one big union for the farm workers and the miners and the railroad workers, and the timber workers. And so they were attracting crowds in downtown Spokane, Washington, and the merchants kind of didn't like that. So the city council passed an ordinance saying you can't give a speech in downtown Spokane, Washington. So the Wobblies kept giving speeches and singing songs, and the person would get up and on a soapbox and get arrested, probably not with kid gloves, and thrown in jail. And then the next person would get up and sing a song or give a speech and be arrested and thrown in jail. And they kept doing that until the jails were full. And then I think they even filled up a couple schools. But eventually the ordinance was rescinded. And this was in 1908, so it was a successful use of civil disobedience, 50 years before Gandhi or the American Civil Rights movement. So, hallelujah, I'm a bum. Well, why don't you work like other folks do? How the hell can I work when there's no work to do? Hallelujah, I'm a bum. Hallelujah, bum again. Hallelujah, give us a handout to revive us again. Well, why don't you work like other folks do? How the hell can I work when there's no work to do? Hallelujah, I'm a bum. Hallelujah, bum again. Hallelujah, give us a handout to revive us again. Well, why don't you save all the money you earned? Well, if I didn't buy groceries, I'd have money to burn. Hallelujah, I'm a bum. Hallelujah, bum again. Hallelujah, give us a handout to revive us again. Well, I worked overtime like a big greedy slob. Now the warehouses are full and I'm out of a job. Hallelujah, I'm a bum. Hallelujah, bum again. Hallelujah, give us a handout to revive us again. Well, I like my boss, he's a good friend of mine. That's why I'm starving out on the bread line. Hallelujah, I'm a bum. Hallelujah, bum bum again. Hallelujah, give us a handout to revive us again. Well, our wages can't buy all the wealth we produce, so the factories are shut down and we are cut loose. Hallelujah, I'm a bum. Hallelujah, bum again. Hallelujah, give us a handout to revive us again. Well, if ever I'm paid all the money I earn, the boss would go broke and to work he must turn. Hallelujah, he's a bum. Hallelujah, bum again. Hallelujah, give him another tax break to revive him again. And then this is probably a good one to end on, the hymn song. Um, I believe if I live my life again, I'd still be here with you. I believe if I live my life again, I'd still be here with you. I think if Lady Luck really was blind, that old sun never would shine. And I believe if death really held a knife, we'd all be beggars of life. I believe if I live my life again, I'd still be here with you. And I believe if I live my life again, I'd still be here with you. Sometimes I wish I could close my eyes to some things I don't want to see. And why should I ask for things that I don't need, or tell petty lies to hide my greed? I believe if I live my life again, I'd still be here with you. And I believe if I live my life again, I'd still be here with you. I think I'll never see the ending of my mind, and everything will have its time. And I believe if you lived your life again, you'd still be here with me. So those are some Utah Phillips songs, and I'm Joe McCarry. Thank you.